In this video, I will give you 6 advanced planner tips. This video will be helpful if you are looking for ways to be more productive with your paper planning. The tips that I am going to give are derived from this book, The Advanced Day Planner's User Guide by Hiram Smith. It is my understanding that Hiram was the creator of what we know today as the Franklin Planner. Hiram Smith was known for being a motivational speaker and a teacher of productivity and self-esteem. And here is a picture of him. So now for the 6 planner tips. Planner tip number 1 is subdivide your daily task list. Now with this tip, I already do this. I subdivide my daily task list into personal items and work-related items because I found that when I combine these items all in one list, especially like when I was working, I had to constantly comb through the list and pick out those items that were related to work. This way, with work items separated, my eyes can go directly to what I need to do for work while I'm at work. Another idea for subdividing your daily task list is to also make a section that's related to your goals or values. This way you can take daily steps to reach those things that are most important to you. Now for this next tip, when I read it, I had to adapt it to our time. This book was actually written 34 years ago, and I believe this book is now out of print, but there are lots of used copies on the internet. I've placed some links in the comments section underneath this video if you're interested in purchasing this book. Now let me say something about the links that I place under my videos. When you use those links, it doesn't cost you any extra money and you don't have to use those links, but it helps support my channel. I spend hours of time coming up with content that I think will be helpful to my subscribers, and of course this content is free, and sometimes it actually takes me hours to edit these videos. So I do something for you, please do something for me. If you're interested in the items that I talk about, please use the links that I provide underneath this video if you decide to purchase the items, because it does help support my channel and it helps me pay for my website. Having a website is not cheap. There are fees associated with having a website. For planner tip number 2, it is create action files. So with action files, the book suggested that you have some file folders on your desk and you just number them in numerical order. For example, the files can be numbered from 1 to 20. And when you come across a piece of paper, let's say you get a memo or some type of paperwork that you have to deal with at a later time, you can simply slip it into one of those file folders and then make a reference in your daily task list on when you plan to work on that item. So let's say you have a project and you get some paperwork related to that project. You can slip it into file folder 1 and then go in your daily task list. On a week from now, I'm going to work on this, and then you can reference the items in that file folder by putting F-1, so you'll know when you get to that on your daily task list, you'll know that the information for that folder is in that file F1. Now I would like to take this a step further because we are in a digital age and I rarely get information on paper anymore. I get things through email to work on. So you could do the same thing with emails. At my job, we use Outlook as the main email source. So you can create folders in your email, and when you have projects to work on, you can just drag and drop those emails into a specific folder and then make a note in your planner on when you want to work on that later. So for example, if you have an email folder and you have the number 1 on it, in your planner you can reference that email folder by referencing E for email -1. By the way, if you want to know how to create a folder in Outlook, what you will do is in the left pane of Mail, Contacts, Task, or Calendar, right-click anywhere in that area that you want to add the folder and then click New Folder. Now these instructions may vary depending on which version of Outlook that you have. Now I'm going to take this step even a bit further. Do you get paper bills in the mail and just don't know where to put them? Are they just like in a stack somewhere on your desk? Well, you can use this method to file the paper bills you get. And I say paper bills because honestly, most of my bills, I've selected paperless billing and I don't get a lot of bills in the mail anymore. But sometimes I do. Like for example, I get my tax stormwater fee bills in the mail. I also sometimes get doctor's bills in the mail. So you can use this method as a place to put your bills until you're ready to deal with them. So when you get a bill in the mail, you can place it in one of your file folders and then reference on your daily task list when you're ready to pay or deal with that bill. Are you finding this video helpful? If so, please be sure to like this video and please subscribe for more planner tips. Planner tip number 3 is to make a follow-up reminder. So sometimes on your daily task list, you have tasks that you don't have time to get to. Maybe there's a task that you know in your mind that you have more work to do on that particular task. Well, the tip here is when you need to follow up on a task, it is to put an asterisk by that task item. Now, we've learned from the Franklin Planner course that if you are going to forward the item ahead, you will indicate so by an arrow. And after you use the arrow, you move that task forward to another date in your planner right then and there. But sometimes you could be in a position where you don't know when you're going to work on that later. You got to give more thought to the item. That's when you can use the asterisk to serve as a reminder to go back to that item and revisit what else you need to do pertaining to that particular item. Planner tip number 4 is to use your planner as a source of documentation. Now, when I read this tip, I was really interested because one of the most asked questions I get is, Tonya, I have all this blank space in my planner. How can I use my daily notes pages? And one of the things I've always said is use it to do some light journaling or to document what happens throughout your day. Did you know that the notes that you write in your planner could be used as documentation in the court of law? Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we may need to show the events that happened on a particular day. So I'm speaking to those who maybe have baby mama drama or baby daddy drama, or maybe there are some things happening in your life that you need to document what is going on. You may even need to document what is going on at work. But did you know that your documentation and notes in your planner could be presented as evidence in the court of law? Now, I'm not a lawyer or anything, so don't quote me on that, but I found that as an interesting tip and thought maybe it might be helpful for someone out there. Planner tip number 5 is to use combination pens. You probably know that you can get ink pens that have different inks that come with them. So if you like to color code things, you might want to have one color for family, you might want to use one ink color for work and another ink color for personal. For example, I previously did a video a few years back and I was frustrated with color coding because I had like 100 different colored ink pens. I couldn't carry them all in my pencil pouch and it just seemed like a very disorganized way. And so I think the title of my video was Why I Do Not Color Code. But I feel kind of silly about that video now because I could have easily just used a pen with combination ink. Did you know that some pens allow you to choose the different ink colors that you can use? So if purple is your favorite color, you can actually get a purple ink to go in your combination pen. If you know of some good writing combination pens, please put those below in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Planner tip number 6 is use your planner to encourage yourself to read more. Now, I found this very, very interesting because the book said when a lot of people are asked, they would love to read more, but they just don't feel like they have time. Well, this tip recommends that you put reading material directly in your planner. And that means like if you have like pamphlets or maybe even newspaper articles, to cut them out and actually put them in between your daily or weekly planner pages. Then you can't help but to look at the reading material as you go on throughout your days. What I found really interesting is that it even recommended that you could take a book, dismantle it, put holes in it, and put it in between your planner pages. And I was like, wow, because sometimes I shop at thrift stores and you see a bunch of paperback books in the thrift store, and a lot of times they're 99 cents. They're really good prices. But did you know that you could buy an inexpensive book and tear the pages out, put holes in the pages, and put reading pages in between your planner pages? And that way, as you are going on throughout your days and you come across reading material, you can take a moment and simply read. This could be a great way for you to finish up some self-improvement books that you've been wanting to read all along, or if you've been just wanting to read for more pleasure. This way it is like in your face, so it almost kind of makes you read. So I thought that was a really, really interesting tip. Now, the book didn't say this, but I also thought about if you have a goal to read the Bible more often, you can even print out Bible verses and put those sporadically throughout your ring-bound planner. And that way it almost forces you to read a Bible verse on certain days. I hope you found these planner tips helpful. I went through the book and picked out planner tips that I thought was interesting and presented them here in this video, but there are many other tips in the book. If you would like for me to do another video like this, talking about other planner tips in this book, I will be happy to. Just please let me know your interest for it in the comments below. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to like this video. This is Tonya, helping you feel more organized so this can be your best year yet. Take care.